9:21 right now, 22 on your Tuesday morning. Listen to a little Coldplay. You'll be hearing them at halftime of Super Bowl 50. Now here to talk all things Super Bowl 50 or your Super Bowl party. Etiquette expert Diane Gottsman. We are so excited to know that etiquette is important at the Super Bowl party, just at a fancy tea party. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So we're still either a host or a guest at somebody's home. And if you're in the stadium, well, you got, people next to you left and right. So that's what we're going to talk about, some fan etiquette.
Acting right.
Yes.
You'd say, okay, first of all, removing your hat for the national anthem. We just had a nice little chat about this. Of course, if you're going to the game, if you're fortunate enough to go to the Super Bowl or any event, when the national anthem is played, you remove your hat, you stand.
You stand, you pay attention just like the players would. So we were talking about what happens if you're in someone's home and you're sitting and talking and it comes on. And so Dave said, well, do we all have to stand?
I've never done that before.
I don't want to stand. So the letter of the law is that, to be respectful, you are supposed to stand when you hear the anthem. If you're in someone's home, certainly if you would just give the attention to the screen, I guess,
they do. Typically at the Super Bowl, because it's a big name performer. I don't know who it is this year at the Super Bowl, but people do tend to watch that. Everyone remembers Whitney Houston 25 years ago at the Super Bowl. It's one of the more iconic moments in the game's history.
And so guys remove their caps, and guess what? What do you think? Do you think women remove their baseball caps?
Hope so.
They do.
They do.
It's not the Kentucky Derby where you have this beautiful hat on that's part of the decorate, your outfit. So, as a nice gesture of respect, women should remove their caps as well.
Okay, question for you. If you're hosting the party, do you bring that to attention to everybody, like, hey, everybody hush up? Take your hat off, or is that too rude?
That's the host with the most over there.
That's a little aggressive.
Yeah,
right?
I would say it a little bit nicer than that.
I think that you could lead the way. You could set the example, but I don't know that I would get a blowhorn and a whistle and just make
it fun, though.
Yeah,
that's
you
football.
could.
Air
You could.
horn.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here's another one. Don't spend the entire time standing. Use those around you as a guide.
It's just like you go to a concert and you buy second row seats and the person in the front row seat is standing up the whole time. So look around. If you're at the stadium, if you're lucky enough to go to the Super Bowl, be there. You don't want to stand if everybody is seated. Same in someone's home. So if we're all sitting here watching the game and somebody is in front of you, you're obstructing their view. So you're just going to be courteous. It's just basic common courtesy.
You read the room. That's a good soft skill to have. Just kind of read the room. All right, dress for victory. Show your support by wearing your favorite team's colors, even if you're not the biggest football fan.
So I just think it's fun. Absolutely, right?
Party.
Everybody has something orange. Everyone has something blue. It's a party. Be festive and dress appropriately. If you're at a football party, you don't have to dress like you're going out to a club that night. Because it puts everybody. If they're in T-shirts and ponytails for girls and sometimes guys, just make it comfortable for everyone.
Casual. Okay.
Yes.
Cheerleading outfits?
Not for you. You're not getting
the eye.
You can do the eye. Keep your shirt on. You don't want to paint your whole body up.
No,
Are you sure? If your preacher is
I'll
there.
tell my wife don't wear the cheerleading outfit.
All right, here's where Diane's telling everybody, do a little research, know the teams, know a few players' names, and make it more fun for you, frankly.
It's just like networking.
Yeah.
You go to a networking event, you go to a party, know who is playing. The Broncos, the Panthers, know their colors, know the quarterbacks.
Man, Eli Manning looks great out there. Well, actually, it's Peyton Manning.
Do you know
Tom Brady,
that?
did you
notice that Super Bowl 50 is 50? It's not numerical. It's not.
I did notice that.
Yeah. So that's a conversation point to talk about.
Yeah, they might be finally done with the numerals
Super
there.
Bowl L.
Be careful with your enthusiasm. Guy-on-guy chest bump is fine, but don't do it to Aunt Frida.
Okay, so you high-five, you chest bump, you bang, you pound. But if you're doing this to a 7-year-old, or your grandmother, it's going to hurt. So just monitor your enthusiasm.
I would say don't do it to the 7-year-old because you're going to fire him up. He's going to be chest bumping and bumping.
He's going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's how it's going to go.
Don't break the furniture.
I think enthusiasm, we were talking about this, is proportional to. If you've got a group of Denver transplants or something around, everyone's going to be kind of rowdy, excited. If it's just casual watching the game, don't go over the top.
Read
the room.
Don't be screaming at that screen or screaming at the ref. If you're there, the ref doesn't care. Okay, he's not going to change his.
But you feel so much better.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I don't necessarily. I'm not, disagreeing or playing devil's advocate, but there's going to be a lot of
you
people.
want to be enthusiastic, but you don't want to be so over the top that you're insulting anyone.
Watch your language.
There is that fine line between enthusiasm and just being obnoxious and loud, and you're holding your beer or or can or glass, and it's splashing all over everybody.
Just remember, someone's making a little mental note of who's getting invited back next year. That's what you're saying. It gets back to point 6, taunting, booing, heckling your friends, especially strangers. That gets old.
In your face.
Really fast.
Like you said, Amanda, it's fun. There is a certain amount, but when it gets to be obnoxious and you just, you see them coming and you think, I don't want to invite them next time.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when you maybe have had too much of not necessarily this.
Because you're excited and you're so tense and stressed out and you're drinking not necessarily that. So, you have to monitor your liquor intake.
And one real quick, face the person you're crossing. So when you are chatting.
So if you're at a stadium and not necessarily, well, sometimes you'd be sitting at a couch and you have to crawl over, but this goes for any kind of game. You want to face that person and say, excuse me, rather than give them your back. Because look what they're looking at. They're either looking at you saying, pardon me, excuse me, or your backside.
Manners.
Yes.
When you're watching the big game.
So look at the person you're irritating. Don't look away.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate it. As always, everyone be on their best behavior for the big game and have a good time.